On course number 3.
You did well. What's that mean? Very nice.
Hey there. Are you on a payphone or a cellular
Gosh, the battery.
Yes, batteries. I said, hang up. Why are you calling
Any point.
me? Somebody's cellular phone.
We're going to run out. Today, oh no, it's not free either. It's expensive. Hang up.
Second choice for number 3.
Achievement of students on pre-SAT and SAT programs with Looker and results.
I have with me this evening 2 girls from Greenville Elementary School, Caroline Proctor and Gunther. Caroline Gunther, I'm sorry, and Caitlin Proctor. These girls took part in the Johns Hopkins University Talent Search from the Center for Talented Youth at Johns Hopkins. They were eligible to participate in this talent search because they were scoring among the top 3% on standardized tests of students nationwide. There were about 5,500 fifth grade students from all across the United States who participated in the talent search. These students were given the PLUS test, which is a test intended for much older students in fifth grade. And these young ladies were among the highest scorers in the state of Virginia in the verbal area from that test. And that both have been invited to be recognized at a state ceremony presented by Johns Hopkins University. So we're very proud of their achievement.
Kathleen? Caitlin. Certificate recognition for your performance in the day. Thank you very much. You too.
Johns Hopkins has for 15 years offered the opportunity to children in the elementary and middle school grades to take the SAT. We have this year a bumper crop of children who have scored very high in the verbal area. First, I'd like to present to you 6th graders who have received state recognition for their scores. By the way, A top score on the SAT in the rural area is 6.
Yeah.
All-American family.
Yeah, you bet.
You want to get a picture?
I'll
take it. I'll take it.
No, Here, why don't you, no.
Yeah, why don't you take
We'll let Mr. Gunther do it.
Okay. There. Jump it like that. No, you jump it like this. No.
Gotta show you
No, you have to step.
the
Yeah,
hummingbird
It's just like a little bridge though. One.
was hanging out here.
Okay. Well, that's actually far.
Come on back.
There's going to be a line right here. Okay?
Guess he won't.
This is where you enter over here.
Oy vey. So much for hummingbirds.
We'll take that later to see how many it is.
Here we are, as I always say. And where are they?
Turn it.
Here are my horse kids.
Long one? No.
Here's Caroline and her buddy Hillary
Make a
Ginther.
straight line. Move that one over. No, we're not a straight line.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so you gotta
gosh,
go
another
for it.
hummer every time I turn away.
So, make a straight line.
And they are making horse jumps.
That's good.
And my camera just does not want to focus
Zero,
anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna get short a 3. 4. Go for it. 3. I'm gonna go 3. 4. Nuh-uh. 0. Yeah. And then you have to come out here. Lead change.
Oh, lead change. I'm bird feeder problems. I've got definite bird feeder problems.
Okay, and then we do the little box to end beside that.
Well, let's see the whole
No,
horse field.
Go around, skip that one, because you don't have enough time to turn. Do the one that's going to be here. The box. Well, we got to start on lead change. I did. Okay, watch. No way.
Okay, watch.
Turn down on the wrong lead anyway. Wait. Oh, Hillary can make a jump there. There, back here. Put one here. Okay. Let's just use one of these things, okay? No, put a box. So we can have a lot of jumps. I know, we are, but just one more box for the end. And it starts with like right there. And it's like
My focus isn't great.
Okay. Now these other ones can just be, we could just bend them like this. Okay, where's another one going to be? Okay, let me figure out the course, Hillary. All right, this is it. Wait. Okay. 0,
There she
1,
goes.
2, 3. Rock back. Lead change.
Lead change. Horse. Great course. Come on, camera, focus.
1, 2, 3. Another minute. And then, okay, let me turn around. Another jump's gonna go.
Nice course.
Hi. My hair's just lovely. Is that? Where could we have another jump? 2, 3. Then. Again.
Get the idea?
When you're turning around this corner, jump this. Like you said, you come up that jump.
Oh.
You turn, you jump. This would be another jump. This would be a line. See?
Oh, yeah.
There. And no, we can also do put one There's no
Homer just went over my head.
It's kind of lonely. No, how about one way over here? Okay. Be back in a minute.
Oh goodness, I'm gonna fade out. This is all too much. Let's see. Anything else interesting here?
No, I know the horse.
Oh, let's
Okay,
see.
I'll follow you. Okay?
My grasses are coming in nicely.
My paint is on it. I'm on
Geraniums look well.
0,
She's on Audie.
2, 3. Turn right back. Lead change. Oh yeah, lead change. Turn. Whoa. Getting a bit tired. Whoa, lead change.
Are they going to be able to ride tomorrow? They're having a very legitimate lesson tomorrow. They're going to be worn out.
I mean, Dumbo. I gotta be close. The ox are backwards.
The ox are backwards. Uh-oh, we gotta subtract some points. Horse down, horse down. Okay, show us your cast. Show us your cast.
Come up here.
Oh, she's gonna come up here.
I'm gonna fall down the steps.
No, horse down on course.
Having a bed here, day, okay?
Okay, I never do because my hair's always beautiful.
See?
Oh, who did that?
Beth.
Who's Beth?
My trainer, you dimbo.
Dimbo?
That's my new word. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
How will this play in 30 years? Okay, what is this a picture of? Drawing of?
Mo bucking me off.
And what happened when Mo bucked you off?
I fell and broke my arm. See?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, bye. Let me go make
Bye.
a course in place of her stupid.
It's a nice course, actually.
Yeah, you must fall down after you do it.
I'm going to fade out on you two ponies.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me fix this jump I'm giving you, not them. I'm gonna make it much easier because I'm hurt. Do rock back. I don't want to rock back. Oh, a simple course.
John, Caroline, and Alex. The ocean. Looks like John's losing his suit. Sprinkling outside. The weather forecast is awful. I was planning on working on my suntan, but let's see, what do we have here? Lots of folks. This is Ocean Isle. And here we are. There's the stick. And who is that? There's Laurel. have some more people joining us later on. And there's some neighbors. Let's go back to swimmers. Ooh, here comes a nice catamaran. Not him, right there. That's not that nice. I almost feel like the sun could be coming out. Wonder of wonders. In the intercoastal waterways, watching Alex Crabman do his thing. He's walking out. He's throwing. Yes, a good throw. We have another crab person here. Crabby Gunther.
I can't get this thing.
Caroline, go help him, please.
You know, last year, did you go walking with us on Sunset Beach? Huh?
Oh God, Laura, you always go to him. You should just tell him to bag it. Caroline, I asked you.
Alex! What? Bring me a net. Okay. Or a handle. No, bring me a bucket. Okay. Bring me a net and a bucket.
Caroline Gunther, Alex Schlegel will attempt. Or not crabbers, I guess it's a, what kind of net? A casting net. They're going for fish, I suppose. Let's see, Alex is going to be 9 tomorrow, and Caroline is 4.5. Yeah. Can she do it? Son, you're getting this as a recording.
The whole thing, Caroline. Just whoop, let your hands go. Okay.
This is so much fun.
Now what is she going to catch here, if she catches anything?
They catch little minnows. What else do we catch? Basically little minnows.
Oh boy. That guy caught a pretty big fish out here.
With that net right there?
With the net they're out and
Casting net?
yeah. Whatever they've got.
Yeah, but they're with these people. I mean, I think they're, who knows what these guys are doing, but
Just gotta get it all ready.
You do. I mean, you have to organize yourself with the whole process. It's kind of neat. Well, in fact, quite fun.
Oh boy.
Speaks to me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, putting an old smelly fishy net in your mouth, that really thrills me.
That looks good, and let it all fling.
Everything.
Watch out, Alex. That's the way.
And then you pull it in, and you do that all over again.
When you see your catch.
Neat.
Nothing? My ibuprofen is kicking in here.
Good.
Here, let me try it one time, Caroline.
Okay, Lori's gonna do it now. Back off, kids! Let's see if she gets the big one. Got something.
Oh, yeah, you know what those are? Finger molars.
Finger molars. We won't be hungry tonight.
Finger moles?
Mullet. Mullet.
First day of summer.
Lightning until that east wind stops.
We are having a wonderful time with Pam and Denny McDermott. Pam is Lori and Barb. And Marilyn's first cousin. Marilyn's not here. We're sad. We're here at the ocean. Pam and Denny have 3 children. Down there's Caroline Gunther, 11 and a half. Matt McDermott, 15. Behind him, Jeffrey, 10. Lori, 46, I guess. Pam is probably 45. Denny, who knows? Who else is there? Well, let's see. They're playing bocce ball, but it's frightening bocce ball. Here's the balls are rolling. And anybody out there? Guess not. Our Katie canopy kept us nice and dry. And of course, there's Alex Schlegel, who just turned 9 years old yesterday. Wild as can be with this wooden ball. It's windy. Definitely windy. We're having a good time. We came from Raleigh for the day. Ocean Isle. What a good idea. There's my main man. Can't see much beyond the canopy, can we? So we'll give you a basic advantage of the whole thing. There's the bocce ball court. There's everybody. Not quite in focus. This camera's losing it. And we're going to do a panoramic view. Everybody's, and there's the stick. The modest stick. The best place in the beach, I'm telling you. Can't tell from the outside, but it's the best place. fun stuff. Thursday at Ocean Isle. Caroline and Alex are planning on that, I think. And it was Caroline and Alex. It is. Lori, smushed by waves. Second day of summer. What else do we have there? Hunter. I think it's Josh out there. Some more over here. We've got Anthony and Maria. Closer in. There's a sailboat out there. Where are these other kids? Caroline, still trying to survive. Dancing Maria.
Donut, sir, did you say?
And there's the stick. Oh, there he is. Filming your dad surfing. Kind of. Here's Josh trying it. Well, so you get the basic idea here, right? The sea, the surf, beach, the people. Oh, there's another guy filming. have here? I probably need a backlight. Just
Turn that one on.
no, I'm my white balance.
Well, I need it done up here too, and the backs of my legs.
I'll do the backs.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm making you sick, you viewing audience, but this is just too good to. This is a reciprocal agreement, correct?
Yes. He didn't make an agreement.
You didn't make an agreement.
No, I just
This is-
went ahead and put it on all those kids, and my hands were so greasy. And I never bargained for anything.
So the reciprocal thing is just.
Well, look who's here, 2 girls, no boys.
Well, doesn't that say a lot about the world in general?
It says that girls are the best. Don't forget it.
I've never forgotten it.
The most
I know where it's at.
And then there are times when guys are the best.
When they do the dishes.
Yeah. And when they cook like Aunt.
Yeah. And they take care of us and protect us and earn money for us. And they check our tires. That's what I love about John. I'll be going on a trip. He's checking the tires and
It's amazing, even when your dad was sick, he took care of a lot of things, you
Yeah.
know. When I'm trying to get ready to go, like on a vacation, it's panic time.
yeah, and you don't think about that. Hi, Allie. I know. I'll be getting ready, all that stuff, and John's out in the garage checking my tires. I love it.
So I guess we can't badmouth the boys totally.
Well, not especially since one came in.
Oh, that's right. We were commenting on the fact that you didn't show up for the grand, what do I want to call it, sunscreening. Sunscreening of Grandma.
Well, I didn't sunscreen yet.
I know.
No,
Well,
but
I asked you
it's
to, and
over.
you didn't. It went right over your head like that. That's what I said.
That's sun's lotion.
Thanks.
Look.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I got a door.
Now you can wash your hands in my lovely bath. And you're too late.
Oh,
And you don't get $5 now.
he sure does.
I'm talking about putting sunscreen on.
Yes, I got $5.
Here we are, July 4th, 1995. Late afternoon. There's Richard Gillum. Kids are having a water balloon fight, so I thought I should take it. Pause here. The perfect thing when somebody says, "Don't photograph me." Let's see.
I've never said that in my life.
You never said that?
No, I love to be photographed.
Oh, you do so well too.
Thank you.
I better put my backlight on here.
They always kid me because I'm such a ham.
Are you? I always whip my glasses off right away. I look a lot better without my glasses. So. Oh, right. What flavor do you want? Yeah, I'm just taking it all in. There he is. Good day.
Are you checking out my breasts also?
Yeah. They're bigger than mine. And who's this? Yeah. Oh, we got you already.
Yeah, we all know.
Did I get you? Oh, I'll get you. Well, come here. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Michael.
How old are you, Michael?
7.
Where do you live?
Down across the street.
What town do you live in?
What?
What town do you live in?
Abingdon,
Abingdon what?
Virginia.
Very good.
At that point, Maria was in school.
Bye.
Bye. It's wild. We've got everybody here. I just missed the water balloon fight. What? They got each other real good. Oh, great. Now it's a major fight.
You need to be shaved, right?
This is not a good idea.
Madam, could you describe this contest for us?
Now, I don't recall, because I didn't call this after you said, why do you have a cool face on your face? Why do you have cool on your face? They must have use your imagination.
Right, kid, it's no excuse. It's, yeah, right. It was a real fun 4th of July. Okay, this is a what?
Not my face, no.
Okay, they're doing it. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
Okay, you got
Now don't forget to get under the cheek either. I don't know.
Sarah's doing my whole face.
No! Okay, guys! We're gonna
Don't worry.
Hey, boys and girls! Once you get that all the way around, I'm gonna give you a knife. And you have to be very careful.
I can do my leg.
Julie,
And you have this here to wipe it off.
It's a rating.
Julie, can somebody shave my leg?
If you ever get stung, guys, if you ever get stung,
I want you in there too. This is Marilyn Miller. This is her lovely husband. Oh, God bless America.
God bless America,
God bless America. I'll tell you.
It's the 4th of July.
Sure. It's a little bumpy, but Marilyn Miller for president. She has the same problem we do. Yeah. We're all going to go for breast reduction. I'll tell you, I'm just tired of carrying these things around. They just are of such a burden. Morning, sir.
No, that's all you have some. You're good, man. Me have some. You're shaving somebody?
Not yet.
You need that for
I know this video is going to be...
you got one? Okay.
Oh, wait a second, let me sit down.
This is a great video.
Yeah, take your mustache off.
This is just hilarious.
Yeah, that's right, that's not bad. Don't forget his glasses.
Oh, here we go.
Show us your best. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, yeah. What kind of socks are you wearing? Oh. Maryland socks win. Cut those women off. When do they start?
Caroline's gonna have to shave my legs with all that she's dropped. And it's a heck of a job, Caroline. I wouldn't want to do it.
I hope that shaving cream tastes okay.
Can we go?
Yeah, go! Start shaving!
Go!
Well, we didn't know.
We don't have a knife.
Wait, look at his mouth.
This is itchy.
Faster, Caroline, faster! Jesse, he's got tough skin.
It's just like the real thing, Caroline. I can feel the blood starting to flow.
At no time have I been happier that Kenneth's been at camp.
But you know what? I can
Saw a little bit, Caroline.
do this to you. Come on!
You're going to start throwing your feet around and arguing with Rhonda?
Yeah. I very well control her, you know?
Off my husband's body. Interesting.
No, only from his face. I don't do any other parts. Sorry. John is unfortunate.
You know what?
Yeah. It's okay. We've got a lot of obscenities on this anyway already. Who won? It's not fair. Anthony's hairier than any of them.
Don't get near my eyes, sweetie.
Oh God, look at Kit. I mean, look at
You know, they should factor in like the difficulty factor, like on a gymnastics routine. Caroline's got a higher difficulty.
It's true, except look at to your left. Look at Kit. He's got beard. he's got real hair problems. I didn't see him. Oh, look at Oh, is that cheating?
Yeah.
Isn't this funny?
Tina, Joel!
You shave the kids now.
Yes, you get shaved. All right. Oh, it's okay. All right. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. Any more? Well, no,
Okay, it's a reversal.
Are you gonna? Is Julie giving us the go? Wait, you can't start until we get the contest.
Oh, this is great. Let's see. Oh, wait, he's shaving already.
Are we starting?
Yeah.
Start. Go. We
starting?
Go.
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 Done.
Hey, Tony, he's the bubba.
Are you on fire?
Done. Hey, you can't rush an artist. Some people just shave anything. I shave a slow.
But do you sing when you shave?
No, not me.
That's the singing barber.
Keep going, Tony.
Oh my God, I got some more. Sorry about the obvious. You're perfect. Beautiful. I've never seen her so beautiful.
But that one's on
And with that, I'll fade out. Oh, I'm getting bumped. All right.
Mom, do you know Julia? Mom, do you know Julia? No.
Jumping jack. Oh, yes. You're being a little fairy. All right. Here we go. Okay, what do we change to now? Okay, we're going to jump.
Crab walk.
Right leg. Good. All right. Are we going to start in Gill of what? Gill of nursery school?
No.
I've been doing for 6 years.
Miss Leslie's.
All right, it's Elizabeth Van Dyke's turn to be the leader. All right, we got a new leader. Come on. Everybody get in line. Let's go.
Oh gosh, I can't.
And so I am always subconsciously comparing it, and it's an unfair comparison in some ways.
She went to school with Al Gore.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I went to school at National Cathedral, and the brother school was St. Albans.
Yes.
Al Gore. And he didn't date my sisters, but he was my sister's age. They all knew each other. I mean, they worked like parties together, and you know, they knew people. But they dated guys that were good friends with Alcor. And he was square even then. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think he's cool now. I really do. I mean, he's
Look at Lily
I
wants
could take
to do
him, I
this
could eat him
too.
with a stick, but then he was considered to be. What I'm seeing is then he was tracking even then. I mean, his father was already in the Senate, and, you know, and everybody then thought he was just, you know, really a nerd. That was what it is. I mean, they didn't have that word, but that's what.
We're in Lexington. Let's see, date. There we go. Does that look like muffin? No, because it's not. This is Ozzy. We're watching him get a bath. Too upset. I forgot to videotape for writing. Oops. So this is Ozzy.
I just got some rice.
What did he do? Oh. Well, if I had cold water poured all over me, I'd be pawing too. My battery's about ready to go.
Alright. Get it blind in one eye.
It just has little eyebrows.
Like Caroline's hamster. Okay, today is what? July 29th. Caroline's writing Ozzy. He's pretty.
Be careful. Be careful. You hold his halter when you go through the gate. Just hold his halter and keep him close to you. Sometimes he won't run out.
Well. Who owned that mare, Bob? Huh? Where'd you get this mare from? This little pony?
Guy from Ireland?
From Ireland?
He's supposed to be pregnant.
You're kidding. Since how long?
A week.
Oh, that's not very pregnant.
No. But he said she ought to be. If she's not, something's wrong, because he was bred her at 7.
Oh, poor thing. Needs a bath. Kind of acts like he wants to break out into a trot. Let him trot, Caroline, Bob said. Okay, here's Beth. Here's Bob. That's driving. Yeah. I think this one's got promise. I really do. Flies.
The shipping aren't staying on. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm ready to go back to the pillow wrap.
That's what Caroline wants to get.
Yeah, get those because I mean, Blue lost his shipping wrap on the way back. I'm like, I'm over the
Flies are just.
Yeah. She didn't.
Where's she at? I don't like this focus. It doesn't work. You're looking good, Caroline. He's cute.
I know he's cute.
Dirtiest tail. Maybe we should just cut the tail off and buy him a fake one. Mm-hmm. How does this canner look?
It's good. He's a little tense.
Uh-oh.
Just talk to him. Just say ho if he gets strong. Good. You'll figure it out. And just do little bits at a time. You know, canner if he gets 10. There. Because when he backs up, then you release, and that's his reward. Good. No, he cantered around, got to the shaving pile, did a full change left to right. But this is all, you need to just keep playing, do what you're comfortable, test it out, do a little more each time. You know, if you're not comfy, you know, then just go back. Yeah, try to work, especially at the trot, Caroline, try to work with getting him to put it down all the way.
Okay.
You know, if he wants to, that's what he needs to learn to do is stretch down and relax.
You can walk him maybe 6 inches further away from our bodies, too.
This is Caroline's stirrup. And the saddle work.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
You ready?
Yep, I think so.
Bye, dog.
Oh.
Bye, girl.
Oh, she doesn't want to say goodbye to all her puppies.
But Bob, it would match mine, you know. He does, like in the show, he wanted to think about going out the gate, but he never really did. Just keep him off the track. And remember, if he takes you to the gate, turn him to the right.
Okay.
And then his hind end comes in.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, we're out of here. Hold the fork down, guys.
Have a safe trip.
Any troubles? The number's right up there.
Each number's up there.
Just don't call it, right?
Right, don't call it.
Use your sunscreen.
I went to Walmart this morning, got it all.
Good.
I'm like, okay, we're ready.
Y'all be careful.
Have a fun time.
There's some quarters in the car.
Huh?
There's some quarters in the car.
Okay.
There's some water here.
I'll get you something. Want some water?
Yeah.
You calling Rachel? Tell her to give her butt up now.
You guys, this is being recorded. My mother's listening to this.
In the morning comes earlier. She's in bed in the morning at 4. She's going to get woke up. Come on, it's you. What about me? Get up. No matter if I can do it, you can do it. And you're full of vigor, aren't you?
Huh? All right, enough of this. Is Caroline working? Ozzy's happy.
Whatever you do, don't say here we are.
We are here. Doesn't she work well? I'm going to take her home and make her work in my garden.
No, you're not.
More in the center. I'd move that little bit of hay right there.
I'm going to as soon as I get shaving out all over the place.
You think he's got plenty of hay?
Oh, yeah, he's got
I mean, do you think this is more than enough? Make sure he doesn't come out. What should do his lip thing? And they're not turning Ozzy out because why?
Because they want to see how hot he gets,
Oh, okay.
which is not very hot.
He's not going to be turned out all week?
Oh yeah, he'll be turned out. He just, they're gonna start turning him out. I think Mickey's gonna turn him out tonight.
It's fun to watch this. Well, so, what's your pony's name?
Ozzy?
What's his show name?
We're not sure yet, but it might be third time's the charm. It'll probably be. Is Bob like that?
Yeah.
Have you told Beth?
No.
She told her.
She'd like it. Well.
I'm almost done.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You want to see that he's a boy? Whoa!
Oh.
You want to smash my camera? He's a boy, kind of. Almost a boy.
Yes, he is. He's a boy. And that's it. My big boy.
He's your big boy. Well, give him a hug before I turn this thing off.
Wait a second. I've got to get a scoopful of cheese.
Fascinating, do you? You did a fine job, Caroline.
Thank you. I need one more scoopful from out here.
What we did is we managed to wait to actually make a commitment to get married after we had our 2 divorces, because we split up at least twice before then, and those were difficult and often tragic years. And the music that you're hearing, if you notice, there's a tragic quality to it. This is a 5-cassette compendium of our life together in music, based on the music of the times and modern stuff. That's it, because we had many breakups and had to repair ourselves. But when we finally did make the decision to get married, I believe I was sick, And Kathy came over and nursed me back to health, and I thought, wow, this is a pretty good deal. So let's get married. And I don't know, she was stupid enough to think that this was worth it. But when the time came, it was kind of as if the Montagues and the Catholics were ready to get together and celebrate an occasion. And it didn't really come off too well. And there are many stories. The principals involved will probably have to die before we can make some of these things public in a way that I would like. If you want more details, you can ask me later. But it seems that the Montagues could not understand how they, having brought up their Goldwater supporting daughter, could find somebody, and after all, they sent her to Duke to marry a doctor or a lawyer, and they ended up with a draft dodger who had voted for Dick Gregory. Harry is the only other person I know in the state of Virginia who voted for Dick Gregory. There were 714 of us, I believe.
Anybody else here want to confess to
Those were war times, and so they brought out, I guess, the worst in people as well as some of the best, but a lot of the worst. And there was a lot of anguish on the part of the Montagues, thinking that it would be, that's not Kathy's real, do we call it maiden name? Birth name. But there was a lot of anguish. In fact, there was a feeling that I would never be able to hold a job, which has proven to be correct. So, unfortunately, some of these things were true. The Republicans had it right. Of course, they're the ones who hire. You know. Well, anyway, when we finally did decide to make that decision in those times, and we're deciding not only when to set the wedding date, but whether we were going to go to Canada or what we were going to do if the CO didn't come through, because by then the lottery had occurred. 193.
It was like 360 or something.
When you got up that high, you didn't have to remember. Number one. Number one.
Oh my Lord.
Where'd you go?
Let's look at number one. There's number one. Ah!
165.
This is a number you never forget.
The best number. 3A.
Okay, you get the picture. There was a cultural phenomenon for those of you too old or too young to understand. Anyway, we decided that we were gonna tie the knot, and so Kathy's dad said, "All right, if you're gonna do it, just make sure you don't get married in a church or by the road somewhere." So we decided by the road.
So we picked number 2, and we had a church as backup in case it rained.
And
We were really content.
my mother sent this tear-stained invitation list. She was convinced that nobody, the names had been written, and literally, you know, tears had fallen on them and the ink had run. She was convinced that nobody would come
To Georgia.
to Georgia to a wedding from her family.
Which you might add is what both you and Kathy were hoping.
What she didn't realize is that none of them had ever received an invitation quite like this, and so they all came. They all were there. And so anyway, we got to the point where we were ready to go and get our clothing. I wanted to get a suit. We went down to Rich's, which is the department store in Atlanta. And for some reason, I went to buy the tie department first. I saw this exquisite tie, blue tie. I loved it. Instantly, that was the tie I had to get married in. So I went off to find a suit to match that tie. And found a suit, came back, the tie was gone.
So we
couldn't believe it. So, you know, like I'd gotten the suit to match the tie, and, you know, I mean, we'd already bought our rings and everything, so I couldn't back out. And so when I went around, I looked at it, finally went up to the cash register to ask if one of the salespeople knew what had happened to this tie. Had I picked it up and inadvertently put it somewhere or whatever? And, you know, because I wasn't really thinking very clearly at the time. And there in front of me was this woman with my tie in her hand, ready to pay for it at the cashier. And I went, that's my... And she turned around and she looked at me. No, she looked at the suit that I put on the cabinet there, and she said, "Ugh, that looks like somebody from the mob would buy that." And I went, she went off, paid her money, took the tie, and went. Well, I found some tie that really didn't go, but I went ahead, and Kathy got a call not 2 weeks later?
No, about 3 days.
3 days later from the bank. Tell this part about what.
Well, this was hometown banking in Cleveland, Georgia. I got a call at work, and this woman said, "This is Linda Brown from the Bank of Cleveland, and I can't find Reese anywhere, but you just need to tell him that check he wrote to Riches, there's not enough money in his account to pay for it, honey, so you want me to just hold on till he can get down here to the bank?" Now, do you think they would do that today? I said, "Linda, we'll be right over."
Of course, we had lots of services in Cleveland, Georgia that you don't get today. When Harry got his 1A, I remember the post office, we went to the post office and shared a box there, and the postman said, "Harry got some bad news." Well, what do you mean? I said, "Well, he got his 1A. I said, "He did?" And,
Only Cleveland did before.
and so we said, well, you know, the envelope was sealed and everything. We said, "How do you find this out?" Well, he clicked on this 300-watt bulb. He held the envelope up to it. He said, "See? 1A."
He just handled the important stuff.
So, anyway, finally got the rings and the suit, and we were having the rehearsal dinner, which the menu for which was, no, it wasn't the rehearsal dinner because that place wasn't fancy enough. We went, this was the out-of-town guest dinner place. I don't know, did you get to go to the Smith House? It was a list of food. The preacher who married us wrote it down to send to his wife because he was so amazed, and it goes on for about half a page, just
$2
a list of
a
food
plate.
that was available at Dahlonega. $2 a head.
And everything's fried.
right after that occasion, or right at the beginning of that occasion, I was meeting some of the out-of-town relatives who came in, and one was kind of the matriarch of the family, Cousin Mary Ann. She and her sister, Claude, were strong women.
Cut and claw.
Now, Mary Amna lived in New Jersey, and Cousin Claude married a Yankee, so they didn't have that against Kathy. All the rest of the family did. But they were upset at me. Cousin Mary Amna came up to me. At that time, I was wearing a goatee. You know, I was the one who said, "Oh, don't send any presents. Send the money to the ACLU." Kathy's father said, "You need every penny." So anyway, she came up to me. It's the first time I'd seen her in years. And she must have been 85. She grabbed me by the goatee and she jerked my head left and right as hard as she could. And practically gave me a crick. And she said, "You look like a jackass." And
if you notice the pictures from the wedding,
she was right.
Oh, he shaved it off.
Oh,
I shaved this part off, but always the protester. I kept the mustache, you know, as a small effort in speaking my piece. When we got to the point of the bachelor party, I'm the only groom that I know of that missed his bachelor party. We drove all around North Georgia trying to find out where it was. Where was it, Harry? Did you miss it too? I have no idea. I heard later that some people were gathered
mosquitoes
somewhere
here.
else.
I honestly.
So the moving is because I'm
Well, anyway,
itching my legs.
And when we got to the...
This may be the first I've heard about it.
Maybe I've made this up. You know, after 25 years, Apocrypha becomes...
Were you present at the bachelor party?
No, I wasn't at the bachelor party, but I helped look for it. Oh. My husband, who was no longer a bachelor, wanted to attend, and he couldn't find it either.
Yeah, elusive bachelor party. That's the style in Georgia. Well, anyway, all of my relatives who came dressed to the teeth after the wedding, which was out there on the overlook, side of the road. They came back to our Harry's in my humble abode in Cleveland, and we had our reception there.
It was a Jim Walters home, so it was humble.
Oh my.
That's right, and Jim Walters had built it on the wrong lot, so it actually was. We were the first people to live in the house because the owner of it found that it had been built on the wrong side of the lot line, so he tried to keep it quiet. But the guy came up from Atlanta that owned the property, and he said, "There's a house on my land." So he sued and got it, and we moved in. What a landlord. They don't make them like that. We went off to protest the war in D.C. and left the windows open, and it was Georgia after all, and every pipe in that house froze. And he came while we were gone, fixed it, and put a little note and said, "Please, when you go away, don't leave the windows open in December." Oh, they don't make them like that. You can only be a landlord like that by accident. So, anyway, my relatives all came, and there was... Where was the reception line? This was the greatest confusion of the entire wedding, along with not being able to hear what they thought they should have heard in terms of the vows. So finally, after much exhaustion and after many other stories which will be left unsaid as a large group, we went off to our honeymoon, exhausted, and came to Charleston, South Carolina, where we finally, being legit, we couldn't find...
Oh, I've heard this one.
We went to a rooming, what do you call the place?
A
tourist home. And of course we had this big peace symbol, which Harry and the others had painted on the outside of our '64 Ford. And although the place said no vacancy, it said vacancy, they wouldn't answer.
They turned the sign off as we walked up the driveway.
And so there were, Kathy was stung by a jellyfish at the beach at Frogmore, and there was a thermal inversion, and we came back to the mountains and lived happily ever after.
Yeah!
Daniel also said that he didn't want me to embarrass him either. I guess he gets that from his mother's side of the family, and I really can't think of anything too embarrassing to say about him, except that for both of them, it's just been really a wonderful 25 years. I'm really glad that I don't know why she made the decision that she did, but I'm really glad that I made the decision I did, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I hope that some of the rest of you now feel like you have the fortitude to tell a story or two, or if you have a line or two of doggerel, we'll be happy to hear that. There's also more barbecue. The sound of the chimes. Oh, Kathy wants to
I want to do a few more introductions. When we first came up to Southwest Virginia, the reason we came was Reese had been drafted as a CO, and he got orders to come back to Virginia and find a job in 30 days. And we had a real hard time. We were rushing around looking everywhere for work, and we came to Abingdon, and we called ahead to the Community Action Agency, and they said, "We have no work, but we would love to have you here working in our community. We've lost all
Tell
of our
Daniel
vistas.
he needs to be here to listen to
Everywhere,
this.
and there was no work, and we were really discouraged. And we thought,
He
well,
needs
we'll
to be
just
here.
stop. There's no work, but maybe we can find something. We walked in the Community Action Agency.
Absolutely.
Reese was coming, and this guy walked up to us, and he said,
I'm an
"Hi,
old-fashioned
I'm
mother.
Eric, Reese." And we thought, God, they're friendly here. And that was how we met Eric, and we had no place to sleep that night. And of course, Eric brings everybody home, and Sarah
Sarah.
Sarah.
Let's see. Let's find Sarah. Where's Sarah? Oh, there's Sarah.
And they were really the reason we stayed here because they helped us find a job.
We're gonna have to find
They took us
Eric.
in the first time, and then when our landlord evicted us after 12
Where's
days,
Eric?
they took us in again, and they moved us many times through many
sorry.
moves. Everybody put your hand up if you've helped the shearers move.
I don't know.
Right. Everybody here has helped the shearers move. This is it, folks. From here to the nursing home.
We've helped you batik.
And so that was their story. And then we got a call one morning from a man who said, "Hi, I'm related to you, and I'm coming over to visit." And it turned out to be Frank McClarity, who found out that his sister is married to Reese's cousin up in Arlington. She called and said, "You better get to know these people." And he found out his sister was coming to visit him. So he arrived one morning at about 7:30 on our doorstep in late spring, and we were still in bed. So Frank's an early riser, but at that time Frank was running the experiment station down the road here, and he said, "We've got a lot of strawberries coming in. Why don't y'all come over and pick strawberries?" That sounded great, so we brought 2 5-gallon buckets. Sure, right? And there they were out with little saucepans. We said the shearers are here for business. And we did a lot of strawberry work then. Through the years, we've worked with Frank and his bees, and Kitty. Where'd Kitty go? Kitty? We're missing your wife.
My brother.
But I think Frank's brood wins the prize for coming the furthest distance from
Little Rock.
Little Rock? Are you in Little Rock now?
Oh my.
Susan and David, they're 3 kids. And Susan grew up here and went to Patrick Henry. Graduated 1962. 1970. So, and Barb and John Gunther and Lori Schlegel all lived out in the Hyder's Gap area back when we were into our farming, back to the land period. And I remember when they came up to visit us and asked why we didn't feed our rabbits dog food because it was a whole lot cheaper.
I never said that.
So I think that was BS who said that.
Yes.
But we were all struggling in crafts together, and we quit struggling, and they ascended and just really had great success.
Thank God you got out of it.
Yes, right. We left room for you, right? And Nancy was living up there at Hyder's Gap in those days. She was living on Tumbling Creek. And we were the
Turn around, Nancy.
hippies out in that valley, and we all had the same mailman. And sometimes one of us would get a package, and we wouldn't be at home; we'd be away at a fair. So he'd just bring it on down to the next one. He would just kind of bring it and say, "I think you know these people." Yes, J.P. Catron, the most wonderful rural route deliverer ever.
Let me throw in a story there. Speaking of hippies, this gives you an idea of Georgia at the time that we were married. In 1969 or 70, the White County News, where we live, published a front page top picture of a barn loft. And underneath it, it said, "Do hippies live here?" Well, the only people in the county or any surrounding counties that looked like hippies were vistas. And people came clear from Dawson County with guns on their gun racks looking for hippies, remember? It was an awesome time. We felt very ill. Actually, I think they just wanted to meet us and invite us over for some white lightning.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and while I've got the floor, this ring that...
oh yeah, the ring story.
This ring and I have not always been together during our marriage. In fact, while I was changing the oil in about 1975, it fell off inadvertently. And I guess it took me weeks to figure out that it was gone, but anyway, it was gone. And I thought maybe it had to do with changing the oil. And I strained every bucket of oil that I had saved, couldn't find it anywhere. We got a metal detector, they were new at the time, and we went all over the lawn looking for that thing in the area where we changed the oil and all around, couldn't find it, nothing. Some old bottle caps. And eventually sold the house, told the people we sold it to that we had lost a gold wedding band and a crystal that Daniel had thrown over to the driveway and to look out for it. Well, they in turn sold it to some other people with, I'm sure, not any of the provisos, any of the liens that we left on the property. So in about, let's see, that was 75 or 76, in 1988, 87, I got a call. And this voice that sounded faintly familiar because I had met the man before said, were you married on July 20? I said, you have found my wedding ring. And his son was working on his car and had found the wedding ring, and they puzzled about
in
it.
his oil.
Whose it was, because this was 2 owners later, and one of the sons remembered that wasn't one of the previous owners named Shearer or something like that, and it's because the initials are on there, and he called up, and so the wedding ring was found.
Oh, that is a good one.
Just a few other introductions. Right after Frank woke us up, Ed Morgan woke us up. He knocked on the door and he said, I've just graduated from Emory and I need a job in the worst way. And because we were getting the cave house started and Eric and Sarah had worked with us, and somehow he got our name and he said, I'll do anything. We said, we've got no money, the shop is a mess, we're still working on it. He said, I can do anything you need. And we said, can you put in window glass? He said, oh, I'm an expert.
Yeah.
And he worked on that for weeks. And he hit all the broken pieces. So
He was a CO too.
He was a CO, and we hired him and he was our first shopkeeper. And that's where he met his wife Helen. It was our first cave house romance.
Yeah.
And Don and Ellen Elmson, I don't even remember how we met you.
Oh, I remember the Volkswagen coming up to the curb on Main Street, and I said, we've got to meet those people. He had a piece symbol that made ours look small, an old Ford. It was just painted on there. I mean, they were permanently protesting.
During the course of our honeymoon.
I said, these people are amazing. So that's how we met them.
And Don and Ellen live up in Virginia, but almost in West Virginia, in State Line Ridge. And Ellen is the artist of many of the watercolors in our living room, if you've noticed them, especially one of our old farm. She painted that sitting down in our driveway. And the trillium.
Just say something.
You may.
It occurred to me while you're telling these stories that Reese and Kathy are, I guess, some of our best friends that have made us realize that we have stories to tell, because we've gotten in touch with them not very often over the years, because we do, just that little bit of distance tends to cause us not to get together as much as we like. But when we do, and over many years of having known them, Don and I just kind of go through the motions of our lives, and when we see Reese and Kathy, they somehow have this overview of life, and they say, tell us your stories, what's been happening?
Well,
and
when you're eating Hiroshima bacon, you have to divert your attention to something else.
That's a story we won't tell you.
But I realized, it dawned on me tonight listening to you both, what a wonderful sense of not just tradition, but what things mean in life that both of you, I think a lot of us are too busy to recognize it or dwell on it, and it's just real lovely to hear you talking tonight.
Thank you. Don and Ellen are taking off for Scotland for a year. Yeah, a year. Ellen are you chair of the art department?
It is not really an art department.
But it's a one.
At Southwest Virginia Community College, and they're going to Aberdeen, sort of an exchange. That's your sister school.
Yeah,
the only exchange is you're going there.
College to Southwest Virginia Community College, and I'm going as an artist in residence to paint mostly and teach a little bit. And both Don and our son Nicholas, who had to work this evening and couldn't be here, but we're all going to get to go, so it's our big adventure.
So if any of you have been to Scotland and know anything about it, you need to talk to them tonight. Because they've not been, they need to know. How cold is it get in the winter time? You know that. Stuff like that. Any other old people? Ann and Leary.
Oh, low blow.
Old
old friends. We feel like we've known the Richmonds just forever.
There's
I told
Ann.
Jane that she was our oldest friend, so she's the oldest. Okay.
Where's Larry?
Anybody
Where's
have
Larry?
any stories they want to tell?
Larry.
He's on the steps down
Oh, okay.
Well, Kathy, speaking of the old people, I do want to say something.
Where?
I'm amazed that you
Larry.
still
Larry.
invite me to come to see you.
Just wanted to get
as she
you.
said, the first
Thank you.
time I met her, I called up and said, I want to come to see you. And at 7:30, I went to see them in the morning. They hadn't even begun to get out of bed. So I'm sure they didn't appreciate that much. And then when Reese's mother and father came to visit them, maybe the first time, why they brought them out to the experiment station. And at that time, we were right in the middle of lambing. So we had all kinds of mother sheep having little babies there in the lambing barn, and Ross and Reese's father climbed up on some bales of hay to watch the sheep. And one ran under the straw and knocked it over, under the hay, and knocked it over. And as he fell on the fence and broke his arm. So the first time we were out, I broke his father's arm. And then after they moved out on the mountain, I went out to see him, and I took an assignment that I wasn't working for VPI for a while, and I had a whole bunch of wild bees. These are crazy bees. These are almost like the
Killer
bee. But they were real mean bees, and I think I was kind enough to give Kathy about 12 hives of those.
And about 6.
And then we found out that Reese is allergic to them.
At 6:30 one morning, you and Matt came out to deliver another hive, and it was not quite light yet, and you stumbled over the electric fence.
That's right.
And dumped that hive.
Dropped a damn whole hive of bees. They fell out, and of course they were all over me.
They were homeless and angry, and you left. And Eric
You know who came out? And you know who got the hell stung out? Wow.
Anyway, Kathy,
It's my beard they got.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me out
we were literally prisoners in our house for about 3 hours.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to pause here.
You gonna tell the Mandy story?
Oh, the Mandy story. You can tell the Mandy story. You tell so many.
I want you to tell it.
I can't tell the story. John can tell the Mandy story.
We got something else planned. We got to get set up for it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't know, but I understand that bees don't want.
Reese could tell the Mandy. Reese, you want to tell the Mandy story?
And of course, I pulled over the driveway without having.
Okay, I'm going to pause here.
Okay, well, Bob.
After they were married, my wife and I met Reese and Kathy at Kathy's parents' house, Lake Toxaway, in North Carolina, and we went to lunch at the clubhouse at Lake Toxaway, and it was a time when.
Oh, Harry, we were too poor. We just went and visited.
Oh, we went and visited. Okay, we went and visited we were taking a tour. We took a boat out, and we took a ride around the lake. It was a small motorboat, a small aluminum motorboat.
Eric, it was Daddy's old boat,
Yeah,
which later became Eric's old boat.
Yeah. And, anyway, we went to the clubhouse, and we were angry because all these people had all this money, and we didn't have any of it. And And I tended to be a bad influence on Reese in those days, but not a bad influence on Kathy and Susie, my wife. And they just, so anyway, we were in the clubhouse and we were standing there and there was just all this liquor there and there were no people there. And so I convinced Reese that we should steal some liquor, which we proceeded to do, and get back in the boat and drink the liquor.
In the boat.
In the boat.
Well, and of course we had to drink all of it. Because we couldn't come back with the evidence.
Susie and I, of course, were mortified.
Mortified to be the right
and
word.
Scared. This was a private stash. It was a club where you could bring your bottle, and it had your name on it.
We chose the
And
doctor.
they chose the doctor's bottle. Because, of course, it was the finest.
Anyway, we got in this boat and we were riding around the lake, and Reese and I are getting really drunk, and we're being very proud of ourselves, as drunks will do when they've done something bad. And Kathy and Susie were just getting madder and madder and madder. And then a thunderstorm came over. Drunk in the middle of Lake Toxaway.
Lightning.
We had to make land at the nearest dock, which we did. Kathy and Susie got out of the boat. And Reese and I were just about unable to get out of the boat. We both fell several times getting out of the boat. Then we had to call Kathy's parents to come and get us.
We were on the other side of the lake.
From the other side of the lake. And anyway, I was never invited.
Right. Never, nor were we. It was tough going.
Yeah, and they never knew the whole story.
No.
Right. They didn't.
They just wondered why we were falling down, didn't they?
That's right. They were upset about the boat being out in the storm. Right. Rightfully so. Right. Eric owned that boat for a while, and you got stopped on the lake, didn't you?
Oh yeah, several times.
Nobody could believe anybody would own a boat.
Well, I hand lettered the numbers on it and that sort of thing, and just put a little 3-horsepower motor on it.
I think that's what it had on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time I go out, the game warden will come over. This thing's seaworthy. Sure. Good little folks. I love fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, did Barb and John, they've got a project ready to go?
They're working. They're working.
Through all those 25 years, talk about a few of our favorite things. Plumbers that do more than fix leaky toilets. Tapes of my doings in my Oval Office.
Cute.
Dummies that pardon me for my little fling. These are a few of our favorite things.
When my mind fails. When the ketchup stale. When mommy gets mad. I simply remember my
first found out about the anniversary party, we were thinking about a special gift, and they said they didn't want gifts. But Daniel said, he told us it was very appropriate to give the son a gift since he had to live with these people. So we asked him what he thought, he was interested in, and he said a Mustang would be nice. And he said, particularly, and he said a red one and a convertible would be good. So anyway, Daniel, we decided to forego Caroline's college education for a couple years. We saved up. We got you the keys to your new Mustang. Parked out next to our car. Why don't you go try it out? Right out parked next to our car. Go check it out. It's out there.
I tell you, this gives new meaning.
Happy 25th!
Gives new meaning to guerrilla theater.
What is this? Is that really a car? Huh?
I think he's going to be embarrassed. Very good.
Thank you. Could you hear any of the words?
Yeah.
Where's Daniel? I want to catch Daniel going off to his new car, and I can't quite seem to. There he goes.
Is that frightening? The mixer was creepy. I made him take that off.
That's because you're not old enough yet.
Oh, there it is. Hey, the lights work.
Oh.
All right.
Play the radio.
If there aren't any more stories, we appreciate everything that has been told on us, with us. And we're going to cut some watermelons. We got some chocolate chip cookies, and y'all just party on. Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry, a late story.
Well, it's a small speech and a toast.
Oh,
This is, I don't want to embarrass Kathy, so I will apologize for the time. We all know that this is beyond embarrassment. We're gathered here tonight, I think, to celebrate what Reese and Kathy have meant to each other for 25 years. And what I'd like to suggest is that we celebrate at the same time what they have meant to us individually and collectively. I imagine all of us have our own stories, and we've heard some of them tonight, of the ways in which Reese and Kathy have helped us, moved us, literally, house to house, and figuratively, provided counsel, and been the bridge through which we've met each other. My own stories would include Kathy building my house, Reese nurturing my duck fetish and teaching me how to dress.
Whoa!
On a broader level, pick up what Ellen talked about earlier. Reese and Kathy have been models of what it means to live deliberately and consciously political and moral lives. And they are examples of what being a friend really means. So, for many of us, Reese and Kathy have been at the center of our community. Often at times as our conscience, at times as a bridge to each other, and sometimes just as a shoulder to lean on. So tonight, let's raise a glass to Reese and Kathy's 25 years, and also to the wonderful and lasting impact they've had on us individually and collectively.
You're here! Woo!
And 25 more. Right. We'll all be back here, but we may have to be on ground level. No steps.
I should say, I've got a story on Steve I can't resist telling. Steve arrived in the community shortly after we did, and he decided that he wanted to meet us. We seemed to be fairly interesting people, I guess. I don't know. wanted to meet us for some reason. So he said, I'd like to invite you all over for a drink. And we said, okay. We'd never been invited over for a drink. We only came for dinner. This was really odd for us. And so we kind of, you know, put him off a little bit, I guess, because Steve later told us that he thought it was because we were from Duke and he was from Wake Forest that we were putting him down. Not at all, we just come for dinner.
Not the whole thing. Okay, go.
But that was a very sweet toast, I think.
Oh, Eric, did you want to read what Mike Bender sent?
I don't know if
I
do
can't
or
read
not.
it.
It's practically illegible. It's a typical Bender.
Yeah. Can you make it out at all?
We can try.
All right.
It's a limerick.
Considerations in those days.
Don't worry about
Not
that. Nonetheless, Mike became a part of our lives, and Sarah and I, at least, he's lived around. He's been up in New York with law school. Had us up there and showed us the city, and he found out San Francisco. We're hoping to get him to show us into the too. But he's a funny guy, and he wrote this limerick, and I'm going to try it, but it's a little tough. It's just,
his
Hopefully
handwriting is
there
sort
was
of
a
like
couple
his
from
thought
Duke.
process.
right. Yeah, sort of ramble here, and it says there once was a couple from Dukia who knew how to bake bread and feed goats.
Yeah.
Yeah. They lived like Fred and Wilma. They really knew how to yabba dabba do ya. Their strength and love are bigger than a boat, and I'm very glad I knew you.
That's a Ukrainian limerick.
She's determined, isn't she?
He said, here, read that.
Oh, good.
Our first rider on course is number 61.
Stupid thing isn't focusing. He is strutting, isn't he?
He likes the cool weather.
Oh, he's so handsome.
I'm sure he has never. I'm sure he has. I know.
Like
It didn't want to be
He's so cute.
Mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Woo!
Yeah,
She said woo for herself.
good. I'm going to have to videotape you, Hillary.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was good.
Maybe Griffin's good.
There's Ducky.
Are you gonna tape him?
I'm going to tape you right this second.
I know it's
What's your name?
You know my name.
On course number 116.
Should we get him?
So elegant, you know?
She does.
That's what horses
She
do.
gotta
This
keep
is
her going.
this is Layla
On Tess.
on Tess. Tess is a thoroughbred mummy, and she's pregnant right now.
A mummy?
How old is she?
How old is Tess?
She rides her so good though.
Mm-hmm. They just are so pretty together.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. She's doing a good job.
That's never gonna say Tess. She says too.
She's too good of a horse, and she's like, you know, the one who always has all the babies.
Yeah. Hey, here's Becky. Neil. Why?
On course number 127.
This is Irish.
Oh, it's the same thing. It just starts with this one.
Come on, camera. Focus. Stupid camera.
Maybe when it's cold, it doesn't want to focus.
Yeah, the jumps mess it up.
Oh, I see. They focus on the jumps.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Becky.
Hold on to her. Hold on to his mouth. Okay? Don't hold on too tight. Just like let it go. Hold on to it. Gosh, Iris has been on the line the whole time.
Didn't mind their eyes. Don't mind to do it, huh?
You got it there.
Course number 28.
What are you doing?
Oh,
This is Chandra. Chandra.
She looks so cute.
Doesn't she?
I like the size of her on that horse.
Yeah, I think that's a good size.
Yeah. It's reining them in a little bit.
Chandra.
Unless that
Yeah.
horse wants to run away with her a little
It's
bit.
Firefly.
What's Firefly?
Firefly.
Firefly pony.
Firefly's always on automatic.
Not always. Firefly responds to the right stuff.
Chandra's a good rider.
Oh, darn it.
Come on. I want you to use 2 hands. I'll use 2 fingers.
Oh,
This is Mr. McClanahan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ashley Porter. Hi, I'm Bridget. And we're here to tell you about some really great things about Mr. McClanahan. We would like to vet him as teacher of the month. He's very nice. He takes us outside a lot. Well, he's very light on work. He's not really racist about girls playing football because me and Bridget here, we love to play football.
And we'll catch some of that football later.
Oh dear.
Okay.
He's really, really nice, and he really deserves this award because I think he's one of the very best teachers I've ever had. He's the best teacher I have ever had. Thank you. Say something.
Reading.
Say hi, I'm Mr. McClanahan. His famous book, The Darkest Side. This is Mr. McClanahan, the really nice teacher. Hi, Brandon. Let me see.
Okay, go.
I'm Josh. I'm Blake. Mr. McClanahan makes stuff easy to understand. He lets us play Jeopardy that teaches us stuff too.
Mr. McClanahan is a very good English teacher. You all are very fortunate to be in his class.
You will be on Channel 1 News, did you know that?
This is Mr. Cox. He's a person we play football with all the time.
He's a math and science teacher.
I'll run over there during gym and check.
He's on for the
Was it
Eagles.
68? 90? What was the number?
He's
86. Was it 86?
She's in love.
Ashley and Allie.
Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox, she's in love. Ow.
Who's she in love with?
What do you call time like that?
Hey, Ashley. Are you hoarse today?
You may have to worry about it.
No, sort of. This is a normal day in Mr. McClanahan's class. But this is during special interest and we're not learning yet.
I'm
There's his tie. I love his tie. He also has these really cool Mickey Mouse ties.
No.
Get over here, Steven. Hey, turn it off for a second. No, bitch, you can't turn it off.
Hi.
Yeah, leave me alone. I'm tired.
Yeah, can I sit down there?
Because you're studying.
I'll take your place for a day.
Do you like James?
He doesn't know I'm taping him.
Can I tape something?
Wait.
After me.
Try and keep it still. Don't bump me.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Sweet John.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Toy show.
Cool.
Alright, let's try.
Hi, I'm Becca.
Have a seat real quick. Try something
This
different.
is Mr. McLean.
Tried something different today. It didn't work too well. So we're going to go back to the girl and boy arrangement. Let's have the ladies on this side of the room and the gentlemen over here. Yeah. This didn't work real well. Ladies, gentlemen. All right. Let's talk about the rules of Jeopardy. This is your vocabulary review for your comprehensive test.
Are you really taping?
You've got 4 different categories.
Oh no.
Number 1 is spelling.
It's okay. Move,
I will give you a word. You need to spell it correctly. Wait a second. Number 2, definitions. What you have to do is I'll give you a word and you have to give me the correct definition for it. Your 3rd category is sentences. These sentences, I will give you a word. You must you must create a sentence using enough context clues to demonstrate to me that you know the meaning of the word. And then finally, you have words. I'll give you a definition. You give me the correct word.
Do we have to do them in like what is form and all that?
Nope. You do not need to put them in questions today.
Oh man,
Okay?
that's how we got all the boys out.
All right. The guys have trouble with that, so I'm going to cut them a break today. Okay. Starts. Jamie?
Spelling, is that unit words or what?
That's those comprehensive words, all these listed words. Okay. Yep.
Can we use our list?
No, you cannot.
Everything but for like spelling.
You can use this great storehouse of knowledge that you have acquired over the last couple of weeks. Joe?
Sit down.
No, you will not. This is just Jeopardy.
What's words?
Words is where I will give you a definition and you give me the correct word for that definition. Definition is where you have to create a definition for the word, right? All right, Aaron, talking rule will apply.
So for definitions, you give the definition for the word?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitions for 400.
Definitions for 400.
Go.
Please define the word imminent.
About to happen.
About to happen.
This is our Jeopardy. We play Jeopardy a lot when we're studying for a big test, and this is a big vocabulary quiz we're studying for.
Joey.
Usually do for social studies, though.
Spelling for 200. The word that you must spell correctly is impetuous.
Impetuous. IMPETUOUS.
Good try, but just a
A
little
lot
bit
of
off.
fun doing this.
Vindy, the word is
This is
impetuous.
one of our favorite things.
IMPETUOUSE.
Close, not quite. All right, hands down. Hands down. We'll put it over to the side and we'll come back and pick these questions up after the game, or after the board is cleared. All right, Ty. That was originally Joey's question, so you get the choice.
Definitions for 500.
Ooh, definitions for 5. Please define the word ambiguous.
Ambiguous means two or more meanings in the same word.
Having 2 or more meanings. Very good. Also can mean doubtful. All right, guys, it's time to get yourselves on the board, Joe, or Jamie, I'm sorry.
What is it?
Sentence is where I give you a word and you have to give me a sentence with the word, providing context clues.
Sentences are hard.
We like that a lot too.
Please use the word incredulous in a sentence. Think about what the word means to yourself, and then try to form a sentence using context clues.
Allie.
All right, we'll lay this aside and go back.
Nobody's there.
All right, as originally Jamie's will come back with Alan.
Words for 200.
Word definition. Friendly. Very good. Candy.
I knew it started with an A.
All right, Joe, get us on the board here.
I'm taping out characters.
Spelling for 5. Please spell correctly the word simultaneously.
Ooh.
Left out 2 letters. Everything you said was correct, but you left out 2 letters. Samantha, please spell correctly the word simultaneously. Close. Not quite. All right, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. That's a tough word. That's why it's 500. 500. Rebecca?
Spelling for 400.
Spelling for 4. So I can get you a good one here. Please spell correctly the word immaculate. Immaculate.
IMACULATE.
Ooh, close. Not quite. John? Travis? The word is immaculate. All right. Well, I think we're getting more in this pile than we are over here. All right, John, your turn to choose. Words is where you have, I give you the definition, you have to give me the correct word. Words for 5. Man's confident of his abilities here. To confuse or perplex, especially with too many numbers, ideas, or directions. Bewilder. Very good. All right, guys, right back in it again, April. Sentence for 3. 2.
3.
3 sounds good. Please use the word lucrative in a sentence. Make sure that you use context clues. Can you provide me some more clues so I can make sure that you know what the word means? Not quite. It's a
Did
good
you
try.
just tell you what the definition is?
No, these are sentences. Okay, that's when you choose this category, you have to make sure that you use context clues. Joe? The word is lucrative. Do this one. You know it. Okay. All right. Find the word rustic.
It's recording.
Gloomy and bitter about life, pessimistic, doubting the sincerity of people's motives. Okay, listen, remember the definition had the word pessimist in there, so we know that that would be the correct word. Brad? Gloomy and bitter about life, pessimistic, doubting the sincerity of people's motives. Cynical, very good. Very good. All right. Jamie? Sentences for 4. Use inadvertently in a sentence. Here you provide context clues. And what does inadvertently mean?